Konnichiwa, Japan fans. Today's show, we are going to look at friction in the sale. Eigo desu. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. This is the 5th year of the Sales Japan Series podcast, broadcasting around the world from the Beverly Hills of Japan, Minato-ku, here in downtown Tokyo. It is chic central. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and the 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book, Stop Wasting Money on Training, in Japanese, トレーニングでお金を無駄にするのはやめましょう, is now available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcast hosted by Libsyn, who, unlike many other podcast hosts, have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on iTunes. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Tuesdays, the Presentation Japan Series. Every second Tuesday, the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show. Wednesdays, the Sales Japan Series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan Series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcast Show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery Show. And Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 311, and today we are talking about reducing friction in the sale in Japan. Inertia is a powerful retardant to getting deals done in Japan. Either they already have a regular supplier, or this is a new solution with which they have no experience and they don't want to risk anything. Buying from you represents a number of changes which must take place on their side. Change equals risk in the Japanese buyer's mind rather than opportunity. Doing nothing with the new solution is an easy decision. Sticking with the existing supplier is an easy decision. When we are trying to create a new client, we must have the right mindset. If we are focused on getting a deal done, then we will have trouble because the whole process can be so frustrating and takes such a long time. We are more inclined to give up altogether. If we are focused on the reorder, we'll be in a better place mentally to do what is needed to get the deal done. Speed is usually seen as a positive, but not always in sales in Japan. Rushing into something which might blow up in your face doesn't enthuse the buyer to move things along at a brisk pace. As I like to remind myself, the buyer in Japan is never on your schedule. To get things moving a bit faster than otherwise requires us to understand what is slowing down the process. We are usually talking to one section in the company, but the post-buying decision flow-ons will affect many sections within the organization. Some will be much more affected than others, and our job is to try and find out who that would be and what would be worrying them. This is not that easy because we may never have the opportunity to meet that section and hear directly their concerns. Nevertheless, we need to ask our contacts for the lay of the land regarding who is pro and who is anti the new buying initiative. We can say, I really appreciate all of your guidance, and I understand that buying from us would be a new thing inside the company. I am sure there are many sections which would be directly impacted by this change, and based on your expert knowledge of the organization, who would you say would be most affected? The key at this point is to not dilute the power of the question by adding anything or by speaking. Don't say anything and let them answer you. After they've given you some hints on who will be most affected, then we need to ask what would their particular concerns be? We can ask. It's natural for the key sections you've nominated to take this change seriously and for them to investigate all angles involved. Often, I've found that we have information which may not be known to these sections, which would change their perception of the ease of making the change. What would you say would be the major concerns of the ABC section? Again, we shut up and do not speak after asking the question. Find out more. We come back from the break. Our show today is brought to you by our public programs, but we also do custom-made in-house classes. Now, we do them in our super safe classroom, we do them live online, and we do them in Japanese, and we do them in English. The show today is being brought to you by, on the 22nd of October, we have our Dale Carnegie course. This is really the turning point, this course for Dale Carnegie, because this is where he married together 5 drivers of business success. So one is gaining confidence through expanding your comfort zone, doing more than you thought possible, taking on new tasks, challenges, volunteering, running projects, that type of thing. Just expands your entire professional toolkit. Another one is dealing with stress. When we're stressed, we just don't perform as well. Can't concentrate, not thinking straight, able to do our job properly, distracted. Another one is leadership. Of course, being able to lead others, very, very critical skill, which most people don't have. And closely related to that skill is communication skills. Now, this course has a lot of opportunities to do presentations, so people's communication skills really rocket up. And the other one, of course, is people management, people skills. People are different. They've got different personality styles. There's effective communication for each of those personality styles, but they're different. Our job is to know who we're talking to and which style best suits them and use that style. So those 5 drivers, the confidence, leadership, stress management, people skills, communication skills, make a huge difference. On the 2nd of November, we're doing a high-impact presentations course. Main modules over 2 days. Genius program. So intense, so concentrated. 2 instructors, everything videoed, so much coaching. The pace of change in this course is revolutionary. It is very, very, very amazing to see, even just in the first, half a day, by the time we get in the afternoon, how much progress people have made so quickly. It's incredible. Brilliant program. On the 21st of November, we'll be doing our Leadership Training for Managers program. What's a manager do? What's a leader do? What's different? If you're going to become a leader, what do you need to start doing that you're not doing now? What do you need to stop doing that you're doing now? Where do you need to put the emphasis? How do you handle mistakes? How do you motivate people? How do you communicate? How do you do the coaching? How do you do the performance assessment? How do you get innovation? How do you do the planning? How do you do the delegation? All these very, very, very practical steps are covered in depth, in detail in this program. It's a really fantastic toolbox for people who want to go from being a manager to becoming a leader. Check out our website, www.dale-carnegie, carnegie.co.jp. Get my best-selling books, Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. My new book, Stop Wasting Money on Training, in Japanese, トレーニングでお金を無駄にするのはやめましょう, is now available on Amazon. In this podcast, I want to help you to survive and even better, thrive in business. If you like learning by watching videos, then we have over 1,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale, Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. It is important to keep digging. They may tell us some information about A, B, C sections concerns, but we need to get more information. We should say, thank you for mentioning that. Apart from this concern, can you think of other major hesitations which we may need to work on solving for them? It is often surprising that the key information doesn't emerge until we've dug down 2 or 3 levels. This makes sense, though. The longer we give them to consider the question, the deeper they can go with their thinking, rather than just giving the first answer that pops into their mind when we first bridge the subject. We should do the same for the other key sections which are most likely to be impacted by the change we are proposing. At this point, we have built up a picture of the obstacles facing us to get this deal across the line, and also regarding what we need to do to turn this deal into constant reorders. The process will have revealed points of friction on their side to make the necessary new arrangements. We're to think about what we can do to remove or reduce those friction points. Perhaps we have to slow the process down to allow them the required time to make the adjustments. Maybe we have to eliminate some aspects of the deal in the first run and see if we can add these back in later once things settle down. Maybe we have to adjust the payment schedule to fit in with their budgeting cycle or their current cash flow situation. Maybe we need to run a pilot test to help them fully understand what they need to do to make this solution work best for them. This is a low-risk formula, and once the option is proven, then ramping up the delivery of the solution gets faster and easier. We're all creatures of habit, and we prefer the devil we know to the angel we don't. In the sales context, we are the angel they don't know, and we have to work out how we can make the change we are proposing as friction-free as possible by fully understanding what they need to go through to implement it. To do this, we need to be full professionals and ask intelligent, carefully constructed questions to unearth the information we will need. There are no shortcuts. It takes time, and it is necessary if we are going to create the opportunity to get the reorders. Thank you for joining the Sales Japan series. If you found the program useful, please work on your karma and share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Immediately apply what you've learned today, use it, and go out there and survive. Remember, I'm your corporate coaching and training guy in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.